Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and I am here in the Wonderland restaurant on the Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas. Welcome to another video in the Wonder of the Seas video series. Hopefully you're a subscriber, so you've seen the ones so far. In this video, I'm gonna give you my dining review, all the places on board you can get food, and what did you think? So first, we're gonna start with the included dining options. Boardwalk Doghouse is located on deck 6. In the boardwalk, has a good name, right? They offer different types of sausages. You can also get different types of toppings for your sausages. They have 2 different kinds of rolls, one with everything bagel seasoning that I recommend. Cafe Promenade is on deck 5 and the main promenade area. You can get your free coffees there. They also have a number of different quick bites, sandwiches, and desserts. El Loco Fresh is up on deck 16. This is a Mexican buffet. It was open around noon to 6 during our stay. You can make your own tacos. You can have beans and rice. They pre-make burritos for you. They also have pre-made quesadillas. Overall, I thought the food was decent. It was definitely like a fast food Mexican restaurant. Probably not quite as good as Chipotle, but a level up from Taco Bell. And of course, you have way better desserts than both of those fast food chains. You can pick your own salsas. I did like this. I thought the salsas were very flavorful, and I like that you could make your own nachos based on what they had available. The main dining room is a 3-level extravaganza. It's open every day for breakfast and dinner, and on C days for lunch. You can opt to have a set dining time, early or late, or do anytime dining, which means you can choose when you'd like to eat. I recommend making a reservation in the app so that you have that standard dining time. You won't have to wait as long. This is especially crucial if you're in a large party. And in fact, if you're in a party of, 12, 15, 20, I highly recommend choosing a set dining time. It's going to be much easier for them to accommodate you all at one table. Now, onto the food. So, loved the tomato soup. I thought this was one of the better tomato soups we've had on board. Also had a great shrimp cocktail. Now, this used to be on what they called the classics menu, but they still had it available most nights. Now, this was a crab cake. I think mine didn't get all the way fried, but the flavor was still there. We enjoyed trying the Asian and Indian specials evening. I found that they weren't too spicy for me, but still full of flavor. They came with the standard accompaniments, naan and raita. We really enjoyed the spaghetti bolognese, a great sample dish. I also enjoyed the butternut squash soup. It wasn't as heavy as other butternut squash soups, which I really liked. I'd avoid this pea risotto. It was just odd. It's like they put pea puree around a risotto. The salmon was excellent. Loved that butter sauce. And these were the corn cakes from the Mexican night menu. We really enjoyed those. They had great corn flavors. The burrito was very good. I think the dining team did a great job making sure all your food was hot when you got it. Now, butter chicken's one of my favorites. They did a very nice job on it in the main dining room. And I cannot pass up escargot. It was delicious. The escargot were tender. This was the cheesiest French onion soup I've ever had. So if you like a lot of cheese and a lot of bread, you'll love this. And then, of course, you can't pass up that lobster tail on the formal dining night. Park Cafe is located down in Central Park. So this is where you're going to want to head if you want to have sandwiches or salads, fruit, more of a lighter lunch. I like that you can get whole fruit as well as cut up fruit. And of course, there's always desserts available. Now, the big thing here is the wreck sandwich. And sadly to say, we didn't find the beef that flavorful, unfortunately, but maybe you'll like it. Let me know in the comments. And then you have, make your own salad, which is wonderful. Plenty of seating both inside and then outside around Central Park. Now, the solarium, which is the adults only sort of indoor Zen spa area, has its own bistro. Unfortunately, it was closed during our entire sailing for a private group, so I didn't get to try it, but I have enjoyed it on other sailings. So this is the only little peek I got inside the solarium bistro. Sorrento's is your pizza place. That's going to be open 11 a.m. to late night. They make it right there fresh in front of you. They also have different salads. I would say it was fine pizza. It's not as good as Princess. Windjammer Marketplace is your buffet. I wasn't super impressed with it. They did have a lot of different options, but this section right here to the left as you enter, it was charcuterie, and it's fantastic. So definitely make a stop there when you're headed to the buffet. Vitality Cafe is located in the spa on deck 6 and has different smoothies. And if none of this stuff appeals to you, you definitely still have room service included on Royal Caribbean. They have breakfast menu as well as an anytime menu. And if you're booked in a suite, you can also eat at Coastal Kitchen. So what did you think of the included dining options? Next up, we're going to cover the specialty restaurants, or the food that's available at an extra charge. 150 Central Park is one of the marquee, nicer specialty restaurants on board. It has a beautiful setting looking out over Central Park. It has a very interesting menu. It is different than the Chops Grill. They have these delicious Parker rolls that they start with. I had the short rib appetizer and it was very good. The beef was very, very tender. My husband had the scallop appetizer and it was not good. It tasted like the scallops had a bit of freezer burn. It was very disappointing. I also thought the beets were a bit under seasoned in the beet salad. The velouté was delicious though. Definitely get this. Don't let the name throw you off. I had the halibut and it was very good, cooked perfectly. And my husband tried the venison. He said it was very good, just a slightly bit gamey, which you would expect. I loved the cheese board that come out, so you got to pick the different cheeses you wanted. I, of course, went for a selection of all of them, and they were all very, very good. My husband had basically the donuts, and they were okay. Not a ton of flavor. Now, also in 150 Central Park, because Solarium Bistro was closed, we had our chef's table. It's a wine paired dinner, and it was phenomenal. We absolutely loved it. Now, the scallops in this dish were much better than the regular 150 Central Park menu. We had this delicious tomato soup poured tableside, and the lobster. This was my favorite dish. It was lobster with a vanilla sauce, which was divine. The fish was absolutely delicious. It was cooked perfectly. And then this was the best beef tenderloin I've ever had. And then of course they have to give you a very fancy chocolate dome dessert with caramel poured over it. It was phenomenal. There is mousse inside, there's ice cream inside. So I think that's definitely worth going just to have this wonderful dessert. It was 6 people total during ours because it is a little bit smaller space. Chops Grill is the steakhouse. They're a fan favorite among Royal Caribbean. Giovanni's is the Italian kitchen and wine bar. So the wine bar side is an a la carte menu, so you could just order small bites without having to pay the full cover charge, or you can go to the Italian kitchen side, this is the outdoor seating for that. This is one of our favorites on Royal Caribbean. I love the garlic knots that come right away. We also have the stromboli as a favorite, and the giant meatball we also really enjoy. I think the tomato sauce here is very good. It's not too sweet, it's not too acidic, and I love that there's just a little bit of cheese inside the meatball that keeps it flavorful. The salad was delicious. It reminded me like an amped up Olive Garden Italian salad. Now the lasagna was very good. We're glad to see the portion is a little bit smaller than we had on the Odyssey of the Seas, and I always get the chicken parmesan. They do a great job keeping it crispy. Hooked is the seafood restaurant. This overlooks the solarium. So you enter. I love the feeling. It has a definite seafood coastal vibe going on with all the plaid. They have a beautiful oyster bar set up so you can see all the seafood that's available. And then the space overlooks the solarium. This is open for lunch and dinner. You can make your reservations via the app or royalcaribbean.com. Now, like Red Lobster, it starts with a cheddar biscuit. It was very good. It could have been a little more cheddary. The chowder was delicious. It was lighter than some other chowders. I loved the soft shell crab. It was crispy and they had a great tartar sauce. The mussels were wonderful. We chose the white wine sauce with the garlic. They were perfectly cooked. And we had a little bit of salad to break up all that seafood, which was very good. Lots of vegetables included. And then I had the fish and chips, which was halibut, and then my husband got the grilled fish sandwich. So definitely worth a stop here. Really enjoyed it. Izumi is the hibachi and sushi restaurant. So you have 2 different options here. You can eat sushi made by this terrific sushi chef. You'll sit on the regular table side of the dining room. You have a beautiful view outside. Or you can choose to do the hibachi. So the hibachi is where the chefs cook in front of you. So you have a couple different options there. Now the pricing for all this is in the description and on the blog, which I'll link in the comments. Johnny Rockets Hamburgers. So this is available for lunch and dinner. It also has a breakfast you can look into. We got the chili, the bacon cheese fries, and the onion rings. And I love the mushroom burger here. So the burgers were very good. So great fun surcharge option. Playmakers has a menu that's available a la carte. So this is going to be your sports bar experience. You can order off a menu just like you're at your local sports bar at home, your typical bar food like wings. They have so many TVs playing different games all the time, and they'll actually tell you what games are going to be coming up so you can make sure you don't miss it. The Mason Jar is a new concept on the Wonder of the Seas. It's a southern restaurant. It has a bar as well as the restaurant area. A fun country band plays in the bar, so don't miss that. You start with pimento cheese spread as well as these cornbread biscuits. Do not miss the peanut butter and jelly old fashioned if you happen to be a bourbon drinker. I had the pulled pork corn cakes. The pulled pork was very good. It was a unique, kind of more sweet barbecue sauce. The huge cinnamon roll was just okay. It could have had a more cinnamon flavor. The deviled eggs were very good. They had great flavor. Then the chicken Nashville hot sandwich was mild. It was not Nashville hot. The ice cream was a little bit grainy, but the dessert that is kind of like your biscuit ice cream sandwich was pretty good. Wonderland is the avant-garde restaurant, so it has a unique menu where not everything is as it appears. It's like you're entering the movie Alice in Wonderland, so you can kind of go through the looking glass here and experience a lot of the fun. The bar is available even if you aren't dining there. And then you can see like they have the little rabbit ears on the tables, so lots of fun options here if you're an adventurous eater, so be sure to paint the menu to find out your options. So that's my dining review. What did you think? Have you been on the Wonder of the Seas? What was your favorite restaurant?